Thank you, girls. Now I'd like to call Rita Magalhães from 11J, and she will be talking about human rights. If we fulfill the duties, we achieve the rights.
I'm Rita Magalhães, and I bet that some of you are probably confused or disappointed because you were expecting Carolina by my side. Sadly, as she is sick, she really couldn't come, but everything I'm about to say is a result of our mutual work, so just pretend she's here. Since we are both concerned about our society and human rights, we have decided to participate in ESP Talks and share with you our point of view. In our opinion, if society fulfilled its duties, it wouldn't be necessary to establish human rights. Human rights have been defaulted since the beginning of times. In 1948, after the Second World War and the Holocaust, leaders from nations around the world came together to establish the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. This document states that every person, regardless their gender, nationality, race, or religion, possesses the right to life, liberty, security, equal protection of law, and freedom of thought, speech, and religion. In 1998, after 50 years of the Declaration of Human Rights, leaders realized that duties and rights must be linked because people tend to focus on the rights, and forget about the duties. That's when Interaction Council has proposed a Declaration of Human Duties and Responsibilities, which takes into account the changes that new technologies and scientific development have on human rights. In our opinion, if you recognize dignity and human rights, you have to fulfill your human responsibilities. Otherwise, society can come up with a war which divides people, since they all disrespect and hurt each other. Don't you ever think that this is not a reality in Portugal? If we look to our country in a worldwide perspective, Portugal is kind of a human rights paradise. But if we compare our country with the other European countries, we are under the middle of the table, and we are one of the worst countries in some specific problems. Well, which of the problems is pushing our country to such a low level? Issues related to access to justice are constantly striking the most vulnerable groups of society, which are the ones who tend not to fight for their rights since they are constantly pushed down. We actually have one of the most advanced law systems for LGBT issues, but Portuguese still judge these people. Apart from that, people with different ethnic origins, women and the underprivileged ones, don't usually have access to justice or essential goods such as health or education. In conclusion, there's a lot of economic and social rights which are still to them just because they are different. But aren't we all equal? Shouldn't we all have the same rights? 1 year ago, there was a police raid in Estremoz neighborhood, which is known for a gypsy community. The police decided to surround the neighborhood, and not even the children were allowed to go to school. Mostly of the times, the police intervention is way too much violent when it's addressed to people with different ethnic origins. So, worldwide issues must be fixed with worldwide solutions. Everyone has to help. Everyone needs to respect different cultures and promote love, because lack of love is a serious issue in our society. Maybe peace and respect would be easier to spread if people could just love themselves. Sorry. Fine. Maybe everything would be easier if the mankind wasn't as blind for money as it is. So, why is it so difficult to respect? I mean, have you ever thought why have humans started to judge each other? In our opinion, the worldwide solution is to accomplish our human duties. So, 1. Everyone has a duty to treat others with respect. fight for dignity and self-esteem. It's our duty to promote the good and avoid the evil, so you should never do to the others what you don't want the others doing to you. Two, you should never appeal to violence, and you should respect every single life. Everyone has a duty to protect the air, the water, and the ground, so the future generations can enjoy Earth as you did. 3, everyone has a duty to spread equalities, so humans must fight poverty and social inequality by providing support and anyone who needs help, may they be poor, disabled, or victims of discrimination. So all the resources must be used consciously. 4, you must act and talk according to truth. You must be correct, fair, and act authentically to teach society denying discrimination and equality. And 5, fellowship. Every man and every woman must respect each other. Marriage and friendship requires love, loyalty, and forgiveness. Both must search for security and mutual support. Think with me. If governments enforced the correct policy towards education, there wouldn't have had so many strikes last week from the assistants in schools, which have closed many schools all over the country, claiming they had the right to better working conditions. Don't you agree? Or if the national health system were a priority, as in a democracy it should, you wouldn't be hearing so many complaints about the hospitals and people demanding they had the right to health care. Or if families educate their children to respect, rather than convey the message they have the right to all sort of things, there wouldn't be so many bullying problems and, once again, teenagers asking for help once they have the right to be respected. Or am I wrong? Let's be honest. We are at this school with very good conditions to every and each of us to learn and grow up and have a successful life. And we have the rights, don't we? We have the right to be treated with respect. We have the right to have good classes. We have the right to express ourselves. Here's an example with this activity. But do we all contribute equally for this? Are we all doing our fair share to turn classes into a good atmosphere without conflicts among our colleagues? Are we all respecting that boy or that girl in our class who is different from the majority of us, just because wasn't born with the commonly accepted characteristics and suffer from emotional and physical disorders? Or are we making fun of them? Are we all respecting the one who doesn't agree with us? These are all duties we must perform in order rights can exist. And you can probably say, I am doing the best I can. Are you? Thank you. Does anyone have any questions?
Do you think that Portuguese people are still far from getting their rights? I mean, are we far from accomplishing our duty?
Well, as I've said, Portugal is a human rights paradise in a worldwide perspective. But we must analyze our country in a European perspective, which places our country in a high level of discrimination. So, for example, racism is still a serious issue in our society, even though Portuguese are denying it. For example, when we are watching the news and we hear something related with a police raid, we tend to attack communities with different ethnic origins. So yes, I think that Portuguese are still far from getting their rights because they are still really far from accomplishing their duties. Thank you.
Rodrigo and Margarida. They're going to talk about bullying, a very important topic. Thank you.
Everybody, I hope you are all having a lovely day. I'm Margarida. Hello, I'm Rodrigo, and as today is the Human Rights Day, me and Margarida would like to talk with you about bullying and its impact in teens' lives.
So, what is bullying? Bullying happens when an individual or a group of people with more power hurt or harm somebody who feels helpless to respond. Bullying can continue over time and is often hidden from adults and will probably continue if no action is taken. Nowadays we see that our clothes and our makeup, our looks, our personal choices, the way we choose to live our life and our beliefs are easily criticized and judged. And mostly while we are attending school, being different can make us vulnerable.
So, bullying can bring horror to teens' lives and turn the best years of your life into the worst ones. This can bruise them, causing their very bad feelings, and even in the worst cases, commit suicide. This theme should be taken more seriously because people don't take it as serious as it should be. Many times, media doesn't give the importance that real bullying stories and victims deserve.
Did you know there are many types of bullying? Physical bullying is when the bullying hits you, slaps you, and steals your things, for example. Verbal bullying is when he insults you and makes you feel bad with his words. Social bullying is when he spreads rumors, makes jokes about you, and encourage people to set you aside and be bad with you. And then cyberbullying is when you are judged and intimidated on the internet and online.
So, although them all are real and happens every day, we would like to focus more on cyberbullying because it's the one that we think that is more present in our generation since we all have access to social media. So, we think that it's really easy to hide behind the screen and attack, insult, or even threat someone. But that just shows that people are just not brave enough to make it personally. So, although it happens in developing countries, this type of bullying is most common in developed ones.
In a poll, according to a poll shared by UNICEF, made in 30 countries, 1 in 3 people said that they have been bullying victims. Specifically online bullying victims, and 1 in 5 said that they have missed school because of online bullying and violence. Most teens say that bullying is very, very present in social media now more than ever. Bullying doesn't end when kids leave classes, and sadly neither when they leave the playground. Thanks to social media, internet, and all the devices that we have nowadays, bullies are able to be connected with their victims all the time and constantly, and this is not okay. When we put ourselves in the other place, we see that we can make this situation something funny and laugh about it. We really need to take action. Bullies want to see our reaction, and they grow and they get bigger with the victim's fear and sadness. So we just can't see this as a joke. We need to act and help each other in this progress. So if you see someone suffering or going through hard times, you really need to act. You must act.
So, how to act? If you're a victim, don't be afraid. Talk with someone with you trust. Their simple presence can make you feel better and safe. School staff, parents, and even friends can't act if you only don't tell them what you are going through. So we all need to learn how to live with each other and responding with kindness. Not saying that we should tolerate bullying, but in many cases, the bully may feel in pain. Maybe they are the one raised inside. So now me and Margarida would like to show you a video. Maybe some of you have already seen that, but we think the message is really important to you to see, and is basically an expert telling how to stop a bully.
Call me an idiot.
You're an idiot.
What'd you say?
You're an idiot.
You're an idiot.
You're ugly.
That hurts my feelings.
Yeah, like I care.
I'm gonna get you in trouble.
Sure, short stuff.
I'm taller than you. Shut up. You call me an idiot one more time and I will windmill kick your face.
Like I care. Like you could do anything in those clothes.
These clothes are freaking awesome, okay?
Sure, plaid and sweater vest.
Oh, you have eyes. You can see. Stop being mean.
I hate your face.
Stop being mean.
I hate blonde people.
All right, give her a big hand clap. She did great. All right, now hold on. Good job. All right. I tried to stop you. I couldn't. You did a great job. We're going to play one last time. Same rules. You can call me an idiot. I'm going to try to stop you. Don't let me stop you, okay? You keep being mean to me. Do you think I can stop her? No. All right, I'll try. Here we go. On the count of 3, everyone say action. 1, 2, 3. Go and call me an idiot.
You're an idiot.
Oh, you think I'm an idiot? Yeah, sometimes I do stupid things. That's true.
Yeah, you do. You always do stupid things.
I know. You're so smart. You're so lucky.
Yes, I am.
You're awesome.
Thank you. And you're not.
I know. We established that. Look, my happiness is not based on whether you think I'm cool or not. I'm going to be happy even if you hate my guts.
Okay.
And I'll always be nice to you, sweetheart.
Okay. No.
Isn't she lovely?
Thank you.
You're welcome. I won. Give me a big hand clap. That was awesome.
Sociologists have been studying bullying for decades. They just don't call it bullying. They've always called it dominance behavior. That it's other people trying to overpower others. And it's just like the animal kingdom. You know, the alpha male mentality. That's what's happening on campus. And so when we understand it in terms of dominance behavior, people trying to have power over another, that helps us understand what to do about bullying when we really understand what it is.
All the bullying experts agree on one thing, that bullying is an imbalance of power, that someone's trying to have power over you. They want to see you lose.
So we hope you all got our message, because this is a very important topic for us, and we think that we need to speak more about it nowadays. And yeah, thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rodrigo and Margarida. Now we'll be talking about gender inequality with Maria Carvalho and Elise Santos. Thank you. I'm Elise. Our presentation is based on the evolution of women's presence in society. As you all know, gender issues have always been a big deal in what concerns the equality between women and men's actions. This subject affects a range of aspects such as social, economic, and political, but what really worries society the most is education, the women's role in their families, and especially the women's presence in the labor market and the political suffrage. So I'm going to show you a map which has the gender equality in a global scale. So, as you can see, there is a huge difference between the way society treats women and the way society treats men. Before the map, I'm sorry. For obvious reasons, the undeveloped countries present outrageous data when comparing to countries from Europe or North America, for example. And even though there are quite good results, we haven't achieved a total equality yet in any country. Now, the map. We have decided to focus on two of the most relevant issues where the gender inequality is extremely present. Firstly, the labor market is a place where the women's rights are more underestimated. There are huge disparities between the male and female salaries as well as work opportunities. Take the example of the UK, one of the most developed countries in the world where rights are considered to be equally shared. So, according to the graphic over there, almost 3/4 of the companies in the UK pay men more than they pay women. So, as we were talking about a developed country, we can only imagine the situation in countries that are poor, for example. Now, as a curiosity, we would like to show... No. Okay, as a curiosity, we would like to show you a graphic that tells us how long it will take to achieve economic equality. So, the first place belongs to United Kingdom, and in United Kingdom are necessary 100 years to achieve the economic equality. So, this place is followed by Germany, Japan, Russia, United States, and so on. And the last place belongs to Mexico. And in Mexico are only necessary 15 years to achieve the economic equality.
The other subject we decided to specify is the suffrage. For the ones who might not understand what we are referring to, we are trying to show you information about the right of voting when there are elections, as women did not have the same right as men who always had it. It all started in the 19th century when a group of British women decided to put an end to male superiority. These strong women did everything they could, including risking their lives, to have the opportunity to have a voice in the country's decisions. So, each one of you, girls, here in this room, when you turn 18 and elections come, think very carefully before deciding not going to the ballot and vote. Many women have fought really hard so that nowadays we can all have a voice and we can all have the opportunity to choose our representatives in the government. Of course, this also applies to you, boys. According to the information of the map, we can see that New Zealand was the first country that gave this right to women. And we can make an association with the first image that we showed because there's the same relation with rich and poor countries. However, there are still countries where women don't have the right to vote yet, such as Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, the United Emirates and Qatar, all Muslim countries where the rights of women are almost null. The media passed the idea that women's rights in Saudi Arabia were being leveled with the men's ones, when last year in June, the king issued a decree allowing women to drive. But what they did not say was that women still have to ask their husbands' permissions too, applying for passports, traveling abroad, getting married, opening a bank account, starting certain businesses, getting cosmetic surgery, and leaving prison. These are repressive countries where women don't have any type of freedom, which violates completely the regulation of international human rights. As members of society, we would like to raise awareness so that none of us continues misinformed and that all of us can be conscious of nowadays reality, because it's completely unfair that we still have people who are still trying to fight this serious problem. As two girls who have their whole future in front of them, we feel very frustrated to think that one day our value may not be recognized just because we were born girls, a simple random fate from nature. So please, never stop fighting for your rights. Thank you all.
Thank you.